How you doing today, folks? Welcome to episode 8 of Just Conversations, no interviews. Always remember to like,
subscribe,
and share.
Share.
In
Please
that
share.
order.
Yeah, just like that.
I did that kind of smooth today.
Oh, man, we get better. I told him, man, we
yes,
get better. And let him know that was the one take. That was one take, baby. It's getting better, baby. So, right now we're looking at the vaccine. The great Miss O will be missing for an episode you'll see next week because somebody's got to go flu. Somebody's getting flued out. So anyway, we got to like this new world of COVID testing is coming down. So people home and people right here, they were saying that because in Pennsylvania you never really own your kids unless you actually go get the right to own your kids or
Custody
of your kids. That's a better word, right? So they were saying that now if your kid, because the rules are written so loosely in the Philadelphia school district, if your child, they're going to be randomly testing children for COVID, and if your child happens to show symptoms of this COVID, your child can actually go missing for 2 weeks. Like the state take it and say, oh, it takes your child, like, oh, your child is sick, and you don't know where your child will be at for 2 weeks. That's what they're saying because the legislation is written so loosely. If they wanted to do it, I'm not saying that's what they're going to be doing.
It's room to do it.
It should be in there saying that you can't do it. But there's no way to say that you can. You know what I mean? It's like a slippery slope. So if somebody, so can you imagine your 6-year-old child has a cold in school
and she's missing,
and now the teacher go and take her or say, hey, I think this person has COVID because we in the COVID scare times. Your child could come up missing,
and, and they're not kidnapping.
No, they're not kidnapping. No, because the state took the child.
What do you think about that as a whole?
I don't believe in it. Actually, I know some people that actually poured their children out of the because they have this resources. They actually poured their children out of it because they don't like how loosely it is. The thing about vaccines, what a lot of people were saying is that let's look at sports this week. Deshaun Watson had 12 accusations brought out against him. Right. So because these ladies say he did something, you can't prove it did something, but because they say he did something, now these ladies can sue him through civil court. But now with vaccines, it's a written rule with vaccines. Always been like this. If a vaccine hurts you, you can't even sue for it.
Right.
So in America, if something happened to you, you can sue everybody that does something to you. If I called you something out of your name derogatory, you have the right to sue me. Something I did. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Even if you come in the room and say, "Man, Reef was thinking about doing something to me," I think he was thinking about it. He made a motion. I can get fired and things like that. These vaccines companies, they have rushed to make a vaccine. Mm-hmm. We don't know what the results are going to be of it. And now, if something does go wrong, nobody's getting sued. And that's not even just on this, that's on all vaccines. They made a rule saying that no one can get, no one can be sued or prosecuted for these vaccines. So that alone, it makes me like, no, I don't dig the vaccines at all. I don't dig, I'm not a fan. So when, I hear a guy like Stephen A. Smith say LeBron James needs to come out and tell black people to get a vaccine. Hold the fuck up. LeBron James, like, he ain't no doctor. And I know they're going to say to shut up and play basketball. No, I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is that, and that's a lot of research that goes into that.
Why are you trying to put all that on
on
one man?
My thing is, but here's the thing. So because he never really said what him and his family was going to do.
Yeah.
But I'm thinking when he said what me and my family do is our business.
It's it.
So I'm thinking I'm gonna just go ahead and say I think he ain't getting it. So if he don't believe in getting it, why should he tell other people to get something he ain't believing in?
But listen, but he's doing it even better because he ain't telling nobody not
whether
to
he's
get
doing
it
or not.
not getting it.
It's not his place.
It's definitely not his place.
But in Just Conversations fashion, we have definitely just went off the subject. So how I feel about it is that I'm just not a fan of vaccines. Yeah. I'm not a fan of putting something in my body and that the people just rush to put out. And then now you're talking about putting something in my kid's body. A teacher say, hey, he looks sick. And or he acting weird today, and now you don't see your kid for 2 weeks. Ain't no telling where you taking my kid. Like something got to be done because they'll allow that shit in our community. Mm-hmm. I doubt if you can do that in Bucks County. I doubt if they're gonna allow you to do that in some of the more affluent and lower Marions and places like that. So no, I'm not a fan of that at all. Like I think it should be legislation in the book saying, hey, you're not taking nobody's kid. Yeah. We can get scared crazy because of vaccine. We can all wear masks. We can all have to stay in the house for some time, but ain't nobody taking nobody. Ain't taking my kids. Like,
so which vaccine are you getting?
Interesting. I'm going to get the vaccine that I've been getting since COVID been out. I've been in the room with 300 people.
Yeah.
And then 200 had them. I'm one of the 100 then. So maybe I got the antibodies. Maybe God bless me.
No, because we got sick the same year.
You gave me some shit worse than that. I don't know what you gave me that day. But that was the real. That was 2018 though.
Yeah.
But no, honestly, I'm not a fan of vaccines. I don't prescribe the vaccines. I think that if you keep your immune system up with certain things such as vitamin C, echinacea. You know, the earth gives us things to stay healthy. You know, and if you gotta move them bowels, like you gotta be defecating people. You gotta take a good shit too. Like, you know, you can't be just eating meat for 20 days and some French fries and stuff like that, and just sitting with your bloated, you know, your bloated bowels.
So let me ask you, why have you ever had vaccinations in your life?
Yeah, when I was a little kid, it almost killed me. It
Yeah.
messed up my teeth and everything.
Right.
And another time when I was about maybe 16, 17, going to college, they made me get the tuberculosis.
Yeah.
They made me get tuberculosis.
Have you had any?
I think probably the ones that you need, you know, when you're a child. But
Yeah.
to speak today in regards to our children, my daughter just got her 12-year-old shots. So when she went to get her shots, they asked me if I wanted to give her the flu shot, right? So I'm going back and forth with her, like, if you won't get it, that's on, you know, that's up to you. Think about it. I said, I don't ever get it. So I'm talking to my daughter, you know, but again, at this time, she's doing hybrid. So she's in the building. So I'm just thinking with her allergies and things, because she has really bad allergies. So I'm thinking, what should I do? I didn't really know what to do. My daughter got the flu shot. By the time we left the doctor, came home, my
dying.
daughter fainted. Had to go to the hospital.
Wow.
So yesterday, I'm sitting there, I'm like, man, I'm getting ready to go get the shot. And I'm thinking, because I'm traveling, I need to get the shot. I'm not trying to get stuck in another country. But my daughter, she called me. She's like, Mom, where you going? I'm like, I'm thinking about to go to get the Johnson & Johnson shot. She's like, Mom, don't get no vaccination. And it's a 12-year-old. You know what I mean?
Kids tell the truth.
Exactly. So it's kind of like a catch-22. You're trying to be safe. Then I'm thinking of in the summertime when I go around my grandmom and the other little kids and things like that. You definitely want to protect other people as well. But I don't think I could take the vaccination.
So what about you, Pimp?
Nah, ain't happening.
Ain't happening?
Nah,
Done.
done.
Not even thinking about it.
I ain't even thinking about it. under no circumstance.
Yeah. I like I said, they said when we get to 200 million, so I'm hoping y'all 200 million that's gonna go get it. You go get it. God bless you. And
Then I'll be safe because y'all got
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
But
I
this
want to
is
say
the
because
thing.
y'all got it.
With the shots being out, right? Now we're on the third one that's being introduced to us.
All rush
How come-
shots.
But how are the numbers going back up?
I don't
The
know.
numbers going up crazy.
Because everybody got it. They just got it
Yeah.
injected into them. What the fuck you talking about?
That's exactly.
It's the flu.
It's like
What is
this-
it?
People not even paying attention.
Yeah.
How these numbers going up crazy, and we on the third vaccination that they just introduced
I
worldwide?
tell you this: as far as family inner circle, I have a nice size circle and even the bigger one, right? Like none of us really had it, but like one person. No, I'm sorry, 2 out of probably 50.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And this is all we break bread together. We may be next shit. We've been around each other for the last umpteen weeks.
Yeah.
Everybody here, that's crew behind the cameras. All of us, like none of us have had it. Like so, I mean, I think if you treating your immune system right, a little bit of exercise, not being
Eating
over
right.
glutton,
Vitamins.
I think all that has saved you from having it.
And I mean, part of doing your immune system, you have to be outside. You got to actually touch
Get some
germs.
sun. Yeah,
you
get
actually got to
some
touch germs. Germs help build the immunity.
Yeah, and the sun, your vitamin D. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So
Exactly.
that's the most natural form of vitamin D you can get.
and fresh air.
Yeah.
I'm
So
gonna
not
get
just
enough
being
vitamin D for all
outside,
of
but if
us.
you outside and you
Bring
in
it
your
back in
car,
the
you outside, you in your car and you walk down the street with a mask on. I'm not saying we can't tell nobody not to wear a mask. You know what I'm saying? We can't
I'm
do
in
it
the
in the
car by
show.
myself,
But if I'm in the car by
that's crazy.
myself, I'm not wearing a mask. I just won't come outside. If I'm sitting on my steps, I'm not wearing a mask. I'm not gonna come outside. But if I'm breathing back in that toxin that I just breathed out, we all know what that is. How can that be healthy?
Yeah.
I'm hurting myself, giving myself different complications, trying to prevent another one. I mean, it's like
It's crazy,
It's
especially when
insane.
you coughing. Like it drives me insane when I got the mask on and I sneeze. I'm like,
and you
who
was
wants
releasing
that in their
something.
face?
Yeah.
You was
It's
releasing
funny.
something, you breathing it back
Yes,
in. The body let it out for a reason.
It's so gross.
It's not as bad as it used to be, but like last year, I swear to you, a cough sounded like a gunshot to me. Like I ain't gonna lie. So what I mean, I didn't get the COVID, but I'm telling you, when people start coughing, I'm like, damn, this shit feel like somebody's shooting right now.
Yeah.
Like, especially if somebody got a real bad.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh shit, this motherfucker's shooting over here. Like I you know what I mean? It's funny how,
Like now nobody can't even get a common cold no more. Common cold is the most common thing. This common cold.
Another thing is Section 230. It's something like with so if you got a website and somebody look at your website and did something off of it, like so suppose you got a hate website and somebody look at your website, go outside and start shooting people up. You can't be sued for that under the Section 230 rule. So it's like to give the people who make websites free speech. So now they want to do is repeal it. and make you liable. So let's just say we have a podcast. Let's just say we say some shit like, nah, I ain't getting no vaccination, and somebody took what we said and went to go outside and like shoot up a vaccination clinic or something. They trying to like. They
You
wanna be able to
incited
charge-
it.
Real funny.
Yeah, you
Real-
incited it.
So after,
Yeah.
so after they let the president go
do that
scot free
thing. Yes.
for inserting a riot,
Yep.
now they want to go back and
Well, yes.
make provisions
Put it,
to
put
the
it,
rule.
put it on the website. That's how I interpret it, and it's just funny that rule is coming out after that happened.
Yeah.
So the people at Google are fighting it, Facebook are fighting, everybody's fighting. I'm hoping I'm saying that right, but it's just funny these rules. You got to watch these rules that keep coming out, and they come out real small. And you got to be like, dang, what's that about? Like, you got to really check into that because they make these rules
That
for
fine
somebody.
print.
Yeah, that fine print.
Exactly.
That fine print is
Exactly.
serious.
And you already know what they say. The best way to hide something from an African American is to do what?
Put it in the book. Put it in the book.
So just make sure you're on your P's and Q's. Y'all scrolling through the gram and all that. Make sure you read that black and white.
And here we're about to get into the conversation sparker. We want you to write in, but this is going to be deep. So I want to make sure I say this the correct way. The question is, do black women teach black men to love white women?
Now, ladies,
It's a question, not a statement. It's a question.
They good guys. Don't go crazy with it. Just want to put that
Scream
preface
it.
out there first.
Throw your phone, crack the screen, because here he comes, the chauvinist
We
himself.
want to know. Do the hair, do the lashes, do the nails.
just wanna
do all
know.
that stuff. Are
I
you
wanna know.
preparing, him to want something else, something that is more aesthetically pleasing because they look like that naturally, as opposed to having to, taking on.
Oh no, don't get killed in the comments. Let him explain that.
All right, sorry.
Well, it's not an opinion that I personally take place because I can explain both sides of the coin. I don't have a problem with that part. But what I'm saying is, like I could dumb it down, give you an example. If I'm gonna keep buying bootleg Jordans and then I come across some money and I could buy real ones, I'm gonna keep on getting the bootleg ones.
So you
No,
just
I'm
compared- you
gonna buy the
compared-
real McCoy.
Did you just compare black women to bootleg Jordans? Oh my God! The people of the show have nothing to do with this.
No. You can't do that. There's a black woman right here. There's a black woman right here. There's a black woman right here. Don't look like bootleg Jordans to me.
Oh, so black women with weave are
No.
bootleg Jordans?
No.
So what is the bootleg Jordans?
Black woman, you have like listen, Erykah
Clean it up, clean it up, clean it up.
Erykah Badu wear weave, but sometimes it be the big Afro weave, and that look
So
like
which-
her hair.
so
Anybody, it can even be a dude, it can be anybody. Anybody who don't look like their authentic self is a bootleg Jordan to me.
What does that mean?
Exactly what I just said. It was self-explanatory.
So then if that's the case, if it's bootleg, then how is that something that is now in your forebrain of what you want?
Glad you asked that question. So if I'm dating you and I love you and I'm in this community and
Should I go get my
all I
wig?
see is black women. Like, I'm not around no other cultures.
Okay.
All I am is in the hood, and I like you, and I think when you confident in yourself is when your true beauty show, right?
Okay.
So
I agree with that.
when you at your best, and I ain't talking about at your best on how I see you, it's at your best on how you see you and how you view you.
Okay.
You gonna glow when you feel good about yourself. Your swag is gonna be good. Even if you got an outfit on, if you don't feel good about it ain't gonna lay right.
For sure.
Somebody else can put it on and they feel good about it. That shit laying down.
Okay.
So if I see you with your fro out and you looking all down and out and you're looking like you're on sorrow times,
Yes.
I'm gonna buy into that and say, yo, she look bad.
Yeah.
But you go in the house, you throw your lace front on, that mother straight down the hair. I ain't got a problem with extensions, but if it look like your hair, then okay. At least you going with your authentic self.
Okay.
But if you go in there and now you're looking like somebody from a whole nother ethnic group,
Okay.
and that's when you feel your best,
Okay.
I'm gonna buy into that and say, damn, she do look good today.
Yeah.
Because I'm buying into your energy, I'm buying into your swag. So we can't say this is every individual. We're just gonna give a example.
Yeah.
If this is how I view my people as being beautiful, my women as being beautiful, now that I done bought into the only thing that's beautiful is this.
Yeah.
Now I'm in the social dynamic where there's a whole lot of different people who look like you,
Yeah.
but this is really how they look for real.
Yes.
When the real McCoy come knocking at the door, how you gonna get mad at me when I turned it down? When you
Listen.
taught me that was beauty.
When you brought up the subject matter, I was like, damn, he got a point. You know what I'm
Oh,
saying?
we ain't arguing. We ain't arguing. And you thought you was starting something. Hey, throw the towel in on Reed. Throw the towel in on Reed.
Hey, yo.
No, I'm
Hey,
playing.
Hey, yo, I don't agree with this man at all. Women, do whatever you want to do.
Oh, no,
If it makes
by
you-
all means.
By
all means. By all means.
Let's
I want to see
rewind
the
it
press
back.
on nails. I want to see the city
Let's
girls. I
rewind
want
it
to see
back.
all y'all. I love y'all. Weave to your
Women.
knees.
I love them all. I'm just saying,
I mean,
don't
you
knock,
keep it too unreal.
don't knock the guy who wind up going with something when you taught him that was beauty. That's all I'm saying. And I'm not saying that everybody is doing it because they don't feel like themselves. You'll have a lot of people right now. I ain't trying to be white when I wear weave. We ain't talking about you then. If it don't apply, let it fly.
Let it fly.
You know what I'm saying? We talking about the
But-
ones who feel like that.
Exactly.
Kick his ass. If you need to know where he at, hit me in the message. Hit me on the DM. I will tell you where he at.
If it don't apply, let it
But
fly.
you the same one that told me to listen to Jasmine Sullivan's CD because along the same lines, right? All
Yeah.
these women, they on some new age stuff. They need the hair, they need the butt, they need the eyelashes. You know what I mean? It's like they not complete with those things. So again, we got to go back. What's going on, black women? You know what I'm saying? You're talking about black women. We already know what we come with. Why do we need all the additives? Why do you need, like, come on, the fans every day?
And if it was additives that was just bringing out your natural thing, that'd be
yes.
something different. But we taking something from somebody else's
Paying money.
ethnicity
Paying
and
money.
putting it on us and saying this is us at our best. Where you saying you ain't good enough. I ain't saying it. You saying it. Did I say it or did you say it? I ain't wear it.
Black men, we want to know your
There are
opinion.
Asian vendors that sell weave. Please take that shit out on them. I want to see my shit with that glue.
Hey, listen.
With that weave.
Hey, listen. Hey,
I want to
listen.
see with no edges and edges.
listen.
I love it all.
Listen, I love it all. But when we
I love it all.
when we had that topic and we had that conversation that we had, I guess a couple weeks ago, talking about successful black men when they become successful and they become
Yes.
millionaires, they date these white women. So we're talking about what made them even feel like now is the time to get it, because that was beauty to them from day one before they got the opportunity to do it. That's why I used the example of buying fake Jordans and fake Gucci's, and now that you got the money, you can get the real thing.
Yeah.
I think it was a perfect example.
Bro, them comments, I can't wait, yo. I'm telling you.
Me-
But now, other than provoking,
Smack that nigga with the
listen,
weed.
other
Smack
than
him with the
provoking,
weed.
other than provoking it, because we want the feedback. But other than
Yeah.
provoking it, we got to sit back and say, am I on point or am I not on point? This is not my opinion. This is just an example of what it is.
Exactly. Think about
I didn't fall under that. I don't have a white woman. I have a black woman.
Yeah.
So that's not me. So I ain't saying I was the victim of that. You understand what I'm saying? I'm just saying that you have to accept the reality of it. Who's teaching who what?
So what about a guy like Russell Wilson? His environment was, he was around all white women growing up.
I don't know too much about
I'm
him.
about to give you a story though. Here you go. He was around all white women growing up. So when he got older, first of all, they never liked him. Then he became a football player. They liked him. This is his story too. He said it. They liked him. So then when he got into the NFL, he had married a white woman while he was in Wisconsin.
Okay.
Once he got into the whole world of black people and being around people, he actually got rid of the white wife for whatever reason. When he had a small contract, very smart. And then he went and got with Sierra, with the and they made a beautiful thing after that. They multiple kids. He got a great contract, one of the top quarterbacks. So his shit is kind of the opposite of what everybody talks about. You know,
Right.
usually you'll see a guy like a Charles Barkley or I mean, there's so many with the white wives. I can't
Yeah.
even name.
And I think that's what it is. It's like that unknown. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Russell said he didn't have it, so it's like, ooh, once he got around, they're like, oh, that's and it's the same. It's like vice versa for black men that date white women. You know what I mean? It's
Right.
almost like, and that submissive thing. Let's keep it 100. I was talking to somebody yesterday, and I think the reality for women in the North is that they feel like if they in competition with men, they can do anything. I can be all that I can be, and that's fine and well. But Southern women and Northern women have a different type of
Mentality, definitely, yeah, definitely,
you know what I'm
definitely,
saying in
yeah.
regards to what their roles should be, and
Right.
we're kind of now we overlapping like a mug. Going back to last week and this week, it's like, what are we? We have to, number one, work together, but we have to have clearly defined roles.
Right.
Men, women, let's put this thing together and work collectively.
Now, just to go back on the topic. Now we know the comment that I made and how I feel about that. I think is a good point. But at the same time, we do got to know that point and that statement that I made, it can't be a blanket statement. That's not everybody's story. I do believe there's a such thing as real love also. So I'm not going to say that every black guy who got successful and married a white woman did it because he was taught that they was pretty. Hey, that might have just been a person in his social dynamic, and that's who he fell in love with as a individual, as that person. So we can't say every black guy who went and did that fell under those circumstances. That's not the point that I'm making.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
not blanket. It's not a blanket statement.
And I think it's like forbidden fruit. Not even with the forbidden fruit.
Absolutely.
But what I'm saying is like the success part of it, right? So you look at what's the guy? He was like one of the first black people that married the white girl. O.J. Simpson, right? So now O.J. Simpson was in this Beverly Hills community. So in order for him to really be accepted by the masses, right? That you know, and I love all people, but that on his arm helped him out in his business world.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I think it's multiple reasons of why they
Well,
do
when he
it.
wasn't black, he was OJ. That was
Oh no,
that was different.
He black now. He black,
Yeah.
black. Yeah, he's the black. Like,
Right,
Yes.
right.
Like yeah. But yes, it's an interesting topic, and I know some of y'all gonna get in your minds and vibes
Hey,
and get mad at us and beat the shit out and move it on until you sick of us. But instead of doing that, I would like for y'all to really comment on it because it's an interesting topic. Like it brings a lot of emotion out of people. Because even when I first heard the question, my first thing I went to when I heard the question, because I wasn't going to it as far as something what you see physically. When I first heard the question, I was thinking about like, man, when you look at like love and hip hop and shit like that, and you always see a bad representation of a black woman always with that, nah. And even when you walk down the street, all that. Now I'm not saying every black woman like that. I'm saying the ones that you see a lot, that the ones that wind up on your TV screen most of the time are the ones that's acting. I was about to say misbehaving, but I'm not saying misbehaving.
Like
Ones
an
acting
angry black
erratic.
woman.
Ones acting erratic. You know, and then you always see the white women more reserved or whatever most of the times on your media.
Yeah.
So you're saying it's more reserved white women on TV than it
Try.
is black.
So anyway, like I was saying though, right? When they show these images, when they show these images of us, whether it's VH1, MTV, any young pop culture thing, it's a black woman acting, throwing drinks in the face and shit like that.
Yeah.
They'll paint this
Loud.
picture. And if it's a young man who's looking, some people may like it, but other people might be like, nah, I ain't even going nowhere near that. That's the furthest thing from the truth.
Right.
So like I said, when I saw that question, I didn't even think about
From that perspective.
I didn't even think of what you seeing. I'm thinking about what you like. I'm not thinking about what you appealing to. I'm just thinking about behavior.
What you see, what was
that's
promoted
too much.
to you. Yeah.
I'm like, oh, that's too much for me. I ain't
Right.
with all that. I ain't with all that raunchy loud. I can't do that. You know what I mean? That's and I'm not saying me. I'm saying that's what I'm thinking. People like, nah, I need something more reserved. I need somebody I could tell them what to do and
Yeah,
shut the hell up.
yeah.
You know what I mean? Because they put this thing on it like black women taking over black women. That they put this type of thing on there where it's like they try to make the black woman look like the constant definition of bitch.
Yeah.
Like the young black man in the media to me is the constant adjective of crime.
Yes.
And the black woman is the common adjective, the bitch, which is neither one of them are true. Neither one of them are true. So when I saw that question, and again, the question is, do black women teach black men to love white women? So.
Or women from a different race.
Yeah. Well,
Asian,
but when you look at when he says the white woman, that's when you go back and look at it, that's when he was really saying white women because of the look, look. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it was more about the look.
It was more of the look. So like I said, I think the question has multi layers to it.
It does.
And just like my main man Soundman said, like when you see him with the fake eyelashes, just for everybody running around with the fake eyelashes, and if you like them, it's cool. But they
I
really
like 'em.
Yes, and they're really called cumbrellas. They're called cumbrellas.
that makes me like them even more.
Yeah, exactly.
Wow.
We're not editing this one.
Sorry.
We're not editing that one. We're gonna keep that on there. So yeah, they're cumbrellas. So you can just imagine someone
French prostitutes.
French prostitutes
Okay.
when they got ejaculated in the face, those eyelashes caught the cum. So sometimes you don't even realize what you represent. I'm not saying don't do it. You might love the look, but just know
Is
the
that
origin.
fat?
Huh?
Is that fatty?
Yeah,
Oh,
we
that's-
got to make sure that is.
Hey yo, main man. Hey sound man. Sound man. Sound man. Give it to him, please.
I heard him talk about it before.
Yeah,
I heard him talk about it before.
Sound
But when we
man.
say French, I just don't want to look like we coming at the French and we ain't really sure if that's
Hey, listen,
that's
man.
accurate.
Hey,
I'm
listen.
just saying.
Any French people?
We not coming at
Any
nobody.
French people? We just talk about the culture, baby. We just talking about
Yeah,
the
we gotta-
culture.
we gotta
man.
know the culture.
We all know. Sometimes they put the crazy cultures on us, but woo. Sometimes we gotta dig a little deeper. But rock your lashes, catch your cum. You know what I mean? Do whatever you do. You know what I'm saying?
Brown?
No, I'm not saying like that. But no, honestly, man, like just know what you represent. I mean,
Be proud of who you are every day.
Yeah. So you shouldn't. These looks, whether it's hair, makeup, none of that should make you who you are. You are who you are, whether you got it or you don't got it. So always work with the person inside before the person on the outside.
Yes.
On a lighter note,
And we all want to look good. We get it, you know, but just make sure that when you look in the mirror that you happy with who you see before you put all the extras on.
So, in the Flint, Michigan water crisis, I seen on the news one night, like we were talking a couple episodes ago, you have to like put the youth in anything you got going on. So a young man named Demir Coulter for the Flint water crisis, there's actually about 13 of them. They all was young black people, and they were working with the universities around there to help fix the Flint water crisis. These were all young black children. And it's funny how things are promoted on the news. Like that was the last thing that came on the news about 1 minute, and it was about 2 o'clock in the morning, where they were showing that these young black children were helping with the Flint water crisis. We remember the Flint water crisis is that the water down there is corroded with lead, the drinking water, and the water used to bathe with. So it's been getting fixed slowly but surely. But I found it interesting because we always talk about how you have to incorporate the youth, and the township of Flint actually, with the university out there, has taken on this process with these young people. I mean, they was like 16 years old, 14 years old, and who actually grew up with this water being messed up, and they're actually doing the research and going in there and finding out, hey, you know, what's this water? Is this water getting better? This water getting better? And the fact that they incorporated them with the water crisis is like, damn, people are understanding. Like, you got to put the youth in it. You know, we even had a part that we wanted to talk about the app that just came out for the violence. I forgot the name of the app. We had it. We'll go into it later.
I'm gonna ask a question about
the water.
About the water.
Uh-huh.
How long was it before they even detected all of the lead in the water?
So-
How long was they?
So when
they
the lead first popped up in the water, I want to say it was 2015. It's funny. Whenever Meek Mill and Drake was beefing, that's the year the water. That's the year the Flint water crisis came out, because I remember Meek was like, "Y'all worried about me losing this battle? I just bought a bunch of water for Flint." So I want to say around 15 or 14 is when the Flint water crisis first got noticed. Somebody back there let me know if I'm right.
2014.
2014.
Okay.
So yeah, I remember that was around the time of the water crisis. So boom, you got the water crisis going on. So now we in 2021. This water crisis still not fixed.
Right.
It's supposed to be a little bit better now. And I was just out in that area, not so much Flint, but I was out in that area, and it was like, yeah, that really tore that community down.
Wow.
It kind of make the house worthless.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
You know what I mean? So it makes like the real estate worth.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It makes the real estate worth.
lead all
Nobody
through the
wants-
system, all of this
yeah.
plumbing system.
Yeah, who wants to buy that? So, you know, lead in the water is a definitely big thing. But like I said, I like the fact that they use the youth to fix it, because those younger minds, you know, instead of them, you know, parking those minds and not even using them to help with this problem, they actually integrating the problem with them. So I think that's pretty dope, because they being affected by it. You know what I mean?
Right.
You gotta think, if they 14 now, when that happened, some of them 8 years old when they first started to discover this crisis.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Plus, we just need the youth involved in what we doing. They bring a new freshness to what's going on. You know what I mean? They in this technology world. The information that they learn just by playing around with the computers is crazy to me. You know what I mean? They really doing some awesome things.
All hands on deck.
I got a hell of a quote today that I learned watching the show. Say, excuses are tools used by incompetent people to build monuments of nothing. That's a pretty dope saying right there. So my main man, editing people, put that right there. That's going to be something I want people to
Say
think
that one
about
more time
every
for
day.
me.
I'm going to give it to you. Excuses are tools used by incompetent people to build monuments of nothing. So pretty much, you know, a whole bunch of excuses. You ain't doing nothing but building a bunch of BS. So for the word for the day, for everybody sitting around BSing, you know, stop with the excuses. Get to work. Get to work, people. I mean, they coming out with new rules, new laws every day. You know, I know everybody happy because they got the check, they got the little COVID money. I understand. Put it to some use. You know what I mean? Go get yourself
For sure.
something. Go get yourself
Invest in
something.
that Bitcoin.
Yeah, whatever you do. I don't care if you get an NFT or OPP or one piece of stock. And I'm not saying take all the money and do it, but know that, you know, you're going to get older. We all going to get older. You know, the older you get, the weaker you get, but the wiser you get. So you want to be able to let that money try to work for you some way.
Yes,
Again,
residual.
you know,
You want residual money coming in.
yeah, whatever you do, I just do something. Like I know it sounds good to drop 1,600 in Saks, you know what I mean, or Nordstrom's or Neiman's or wherever you go. I don't care if it's a corner store, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. But take 800 and do something with
Yes.
it. Put 800 up. You know, the seeds you plant today will grow your trees for tomorrow. So you know.
I've been talking about Bitcoin a lot, like I know about it, right? But I'm telling you, anytime girl, invest in Bitcoin. So I just, you know where I was just at. So I'm telling one of them, like, Greba invest in Bitcoin. She was like, my sister get $200 in her account every week from Bitcoin.
Oh wow.
That's good.
That's yeah. That's the type of stuff
How
that
much
you
she
could
put
just
out?
put whatever money and just let it sit. Ride the wave. You know what I mean? So you can't ride it no more. Take your money out. You got a nice little chunk of change that you can figure out your next move with.
Yeah,
I didn't even ask, but you know,
Yeah,
200 profit a week
Yeah.
every 7 days.
Hey, but
That's
that-
a come up.
I just know that it's a whole new world we're going into. You still got the old ways of making money, whether it's just, stocks, real estate, or, or saving.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I don't believe in saving at all, but you have to make that money work. The money just can't sit on a treadmill. The money got to work. And if you just out spending every dollar you get, like a lot of people, and that ain't the color. That ain't black people, white people. That's everybody.
Yes.
A lot of people get caught up in that. So just know that it's going to be a tomorrow and a couple other tomorrows. So learn how to figure it out. So what's up, Pimp? Go with your question.
All three of y'all have a company, individually or together. Would you go public or would you stay private?
So would you keep your company?
Private or
Would you keep the company private? So it's got like a part of last week's conversation. So would you want to keep the company private, like with you and your family? Would you want to go public, blow it up, to make more
I
money?
would never work with family. That's one thing that I learned from my father. Business and family, just not for me.
Hey,
You know?
Would you just want to keep
Yeah,
the
that's
company,
true.
or would you want to go
That's true.
public? He's saying, like,
agree with them.
would you want to sell shares?
And she always say that about her family. And I'm sorry, but I do business with all my family. So, and some of it is fucking bad, and some of it is good. But I do believe in working from within.
I wish I could.
Yeah, I'm just saying, because you
listen,
say that. No, I'm just saying that is your claim to fame. One of your other
Because
claims to
that's
fame.
my reality.
No. And that's fine. I don't want everybody to say, well, damn, she always say that, and then there's
Yeah.
people here know me like, well, damn, Reef do business with his family. Like, he feel the same way. So I just want people to know, like,
Listen,
what they
I
gotta know,
consider
you
you
don't.
my
You know what I
family.
mean?
You know what I mean?
I'm
But
not
we
doing
not
business
blood. But you already know. But I just and I hate feeling that way. But at the end of the day, I feel like I'm one of them type of people. I want to bring everybody up, but you can't. And we live in a day and age where people are so focused on what you on the outside that it take away from it's like it's a hurt feeling when people don't really want to see you shine, or when people backbiting you. What is backbiting?
Backbiting. Whoa.
Backbiting.
Biting
Backbiting.
your back out.
Sorry.
Biting your back out.
When they backbiting and you doing all you can to help them. You know what I'm saying? So it's just situations where I would love to bring everybody up, but that's just not realistic.
Right.
And when you talk about business, my mentees, I'm not playing around with my dollars and cents.
So getting back to the question, when it comes to the business, do you want to take it public or keep it within, keep it private? I seen it work on both scales. It depends on how much passion you want. Sometimes with businesses, you gotta understand, like, you only can take some businesses but so far. So after a while, you can keep trying to grow it yourself, but it gets stale. Or you can actually do like most big companies gotta go public, because at some point you just get frozen. You hit that brick wall. Unless you are just a mom and pop shop.
I'm about to say,
where
it
you
depends. I guess it
so
depends on what you want to do.
It depends on your expansion. How far do you want to expand? So a guy like me, I like to expand. But with expansion too, when you start inviting other companies into your business,
You lose power.
You will lose power, and they will eat your company up and take it from you. So it's good and bad parts to all of it. Me personally, I'm a big fish swimmer, so I'm a go for it. I'm gonna take mine public. I would take it public. Yeah, I would take it public because I done kept other companies private, and it sometimes fizzled out. It fizzled out for whatever reason. It fizzled out because like the glass ceiling when you're
And do
private.
you think you would have had that same answer 10 years ago?
Hell no.
Yeah,
and some real shit is that, like, you gotta remember that sometimes with the situation you're born in, you're gonna lack the resources to be able to take it. So like, let's look at a company like AND1, the little street ball company. They started out private. That their companies was started allegedly. A guy told me the company was started from like a trust fund that somebody gave them about a couple $1 million from their grandmama or something like that. So they had the access to capital to make mistakes, to grow, to figure out how they scale and everything like that. To the point where they jump big, boom. They fizzled out, boom. Now they did a deal with Walmart, and they distribute all through the country. All through the country.
Yeah.
So they didn't die off, but they, So sometimes for me personally, I would go public. I like licensing, things like that. Like, so me, I would go.
But some people build companies to sell. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it ain't personal. It's monetary gain.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
So what would you do with a company of yours? What would you do with it?
I don't know. It depends on what my goal is at that time. If it's something I felt
You had a
passionate
business-
about, and
you had a
it was
business right
something
now.
I just wanted, it depends on what the business was. You know what I'm saying?
A business like that, a business.
Right now, I want capital. So it's the go. It's everything for sale.
Everything for sale.
Everything must
for
go.
sale. Gotta go.
Everything gotta go.
I feel you.
Ain't nothing personal right now.
I feel you. Yeah. So so you got. So what was your answer? You would keep it? You don't know.
I'm still drinking on it.
You still
I don't
drinking
know
on it?
because I'm listening to you guys, but when I look at my personality, I don't know if I would, be able to let other people kind of make all the choices and decisions.
See, if you got real love for what it is that you're doing, this passion, this personal, like art or something like that, I can
That's
understand it.
something different,
But if
yeah.
you got into
But
this
if it's
thing,
just for the money-
if you got into this thing for money, I
Yeah.
don't know what the hold up is.
Exactly.
It's
I
got
think
to go.
it gotta
And
be
if I like it
different.
that much, I'll start another one. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, I guess it would be like, you with real estate, you could like this house, but I could sell it, and if I could triple my money,
yeah.
and I could go get the same house a couple
Exactly.
towns over, I'd just go buy the house again. I mean,
it was times and never like I was in clothing, like it was times people came to me. So when you asked me 10 years ago, shit, that was almost 20 years ago. Yeah, people come to me back.
But that was
then.
art.
Yeah. Well, no,
That's different.
Not even that. I just thought that like where I was going with it, it was like not yet.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
eventually, I was going to sell the equity. Come to what wound up
Yeah.
happening though. You hit that glass ceiling. You can't go no higher. Styles changes. You start to burn out because you stuck. You stuck
You
on
can't
that
keep
treadmill.
up.
You can't. Not.
You're
yeah,
not
it was
seeing
like,
it how you
well,
want
what it
it.
is and it's funny because I remember the girl, the Milan
Milano?
Rouge, yeah, and she was saying like when they tried to play her about the $10 shirt that she did at the time of H&M, and she was like, man, y'all don't even get it. Like when you order some shit from overseas, it takes 6 months to get here. At the meantime, I gotta keep this block hot.
Yeah.
I gotta keep the block supplied. So
Yeah.
while you think you playing me because you found out I did a shirt at H&M, it don't matter. My stamp on that shirt is what makes that shirt worth money.
Yeah.
That's right.
And when she's saying that, I mean, it's certain things I'm thinking like, yeah, I know exactly what she meant. Because I'll tell you the truth. It's times I went to JCPenney's and found a fly pattern on a shirt and was like, shit, the odds of me being able to get to make this and get it back over here in time, it's too much money.
Yeah.
Hey, yo, buy
that,
that whole rack out.
yeah.
I buy the whole rack out.
I mean,
Take the
But
tags
you take-
out.
yeah.
that's
You know what I mean?
everybody
Yeah.
with an independent clothing line right now.
Yeah, you're going to do it. Like, and I'm talking about 20 years ago, we doing it.
Yeah.
And at this time, people didn't even go in those stores. Like, the people I'm selling to, they ain't even going to those stores. So, like, yeah, because the business, you always got to be up on it. You got to be doing two-step with
Yeah.
business. You can't be sitting here talking about what I ain't got and what I can't get.
And the
You know?
crazy thing is listening to you now, and I feel like you was ahead of your time. Like if you was doing what you that now with all
I
the
don't
years
even
and
think about
you
it.
know what I mean,
I
like
don't
with
even
all
think
the
about it. I don't
everything
even
else
think
that you
about it.
learned,
Yeah.
because it's certain things, and I'm a bougie person. I rocked his stuff. He knew he had to drop stuff off to me. Period. You know what I mean? I went this color, that color, but it was. Not only was you wearing
was like
something
one
that
of
you
the
like,
first
but you was representing
Right,
your folks.
right,
You know what I mean? I
right,
felt
right.
good. We
Supporting.
all, yeah. You
The
know, it's
urban
10 of
woman
us in one
sweatsuit,
spot.
the urban woman sweatsuit, we was probably like one of the first people before the big brands. I'm talking about before the Rockawares and all of them. We were kind of like on the cuspers before.
It was
a lot of people.
comfortable.
Yeah.
It was like,
Yeah.
I loved it. And
Yeah.
I'm getting drop off service. What? What did you ask for?
No, I'm just telling you. Just sometimes in life, it's just timing, though. You know what I mean? If
Yeah.
I was born a little bit later, it would have been different. Or if I got inspired a little bit later, but I don't like. It was good for the time when it happened. I mean, even down to websites, man. Shit, man. We spent over $10,000 on 3 different websites.
Yeah.
But websites wasn't. You couldn't get the website on your phone back then.
Yeah.
Right,
So we spend all this
right.
money for this stuff, and you can't even enjoy it. Like
Yeah.
now, you can put a website up for $10.
Right.
But back then, we talking about we had them made from the ground up. You know, maybe not much 10,000, probably like 7,000. But it cost. It cost back then. So you figure you go out and you put all this money out, and you don't get no return on it.
Right.
That's hard. That's hard. Like believe me, like so a lot of businesses I got into when I was extremely young, and I didn't have nobody that guide me, you know, and you don't have nobody to talk to, and
Yeah.
it's just like internet was still slow. So internet was still dial-up.
Yeah.
It wasn't even high speed yet when I first went into business. So
And we still had the regular stupid phones. We
yeah,
didn't have like
exactly.
You
It wasn't
know,
smartphones.
Screen,
Yeah,
smart.
No,
exactly.
hell no. No, we still had the blue. It was still the gray screen.
Flip.
You know what I mean? But I mean, it don't take nothing away. Sometimes it's just timing. It's
Yeah.
just timing, man. Timing and resources, which you got access to. I mean, I remember we went out to Vegas with our catalog and put it out to everybody. Like we just had a whole bunch of them, digital catalogs and paper, and nobody picked this up. But then I see years later, and I'll show it on a different episode. I'll see years later the designs that we took out there started popping up in other people's
Yes,
stuff.
yes.
And it's funny, like even the shirt down that I had on the photo shoot that we took for here. We did that same type of sweatshirt 15 years ago,
Yeah.
and I'll show y'all the pictures, not on this episode, but you'll see it like when we have a real in-depth fashion conversation. So,
Yeah.
you know, like I said, everything is timing. And back then, you're correct. When we first started out, because
Yeah.
how the
Y'all
money
had
we
the
was
internet?
making, because how the money was being made, nah, I wouldn't have sold because I was like, man. But at the end of
It was your baby.
yeah, it
Yeah.
was a passion project, and I knew that we were something different. Nobody, because everybody else was standard. Everybody else did the same big dumb logo. Everybody was doing stuff standard. We kind of like looked at things and changed it up, you know. So timing,
Yeah.
but
Y'all would have had the internet. It'd have been popping.
it wasn't so much internet, social media.
Yeah.
Social media
Yeah.
would have changed. All right, folks, please do us a big favor. I need y'all to like it,
Share it.
Subscribe.
and we want you to comment. Like, please. I love the text messages. I love the face-to-face when you come up to us and tell us everything we're
Yes.
doing wrong and right. But please, and starting soon, we will be replying. It will be one of us on there replying back to all the messages. We want you guys to talk to us, though. Talk to us, like, you know, when you like what we're doing, we don't like. Put it on the comment section, please. Put it on the comment section. If we get 9 likes, I would like us to have 9 comments. If we get 100 likes, I want us to have 100 comments. At least 50. Give us a half. Just, you know, really talk to us, you know, so that way we can work with you on making the show even better. Everybody loves the topics. That's something that we always hear, you know. So we're getting better, folks. I think we got it right in the first try this week.
Yes,
You know what I mean?
yes,
So I'm
yes.
telling you, we got it that good. Watch out
getting
now.
better.
Watch out now. We on our way, folks.
And if Miss O can be on time, we'd be even better.
Yeah.
And Miss O was on topic today. Jeez Louise.
No comment.